I mean, look, it means the incredible impact that happens when women come together. There's an old quote from W.E.B. Du Bois where he said, "There's no more powerful force than a woman determined to rise." And when I see all of the women who are running for office, who are leading organizations, who are leaders in industry, what that means to me is this is how women are showing up in this moment to create the change that will move our country and our world forward. And these are women who are determined to rise. It matters to have more women in leadership roles because when women are elected or when they are in the C-suite, what happens is that they don't just bring themselves. They bring their neighbors, they bring their family members, they bring the dreams and hopes and fears of the people in their lives, and they try to use their power to create change and to improve the lives of children and people in their communities and to create a brighter future. We see it every single day. It's important to elect more Democratic pro-choice women because the rights of women to make decisions about their own body are under attack. What we knew to be the protection of the Supreme Court decision of Roe versus Wade is no more. What we have now are states across the country preparing to and passing laws every single day that take away the rights for women to make decisions about their own bodies, and we see increasingly the demand for power and control over people's lives and futures in the hands of government. And we think that's wrong. We think that electing more Democratic pro-choice women will ensure that those decisions, those choices remain with families and women across the country. It is an incredible honor to be able to work on behalf of women in this country, and frankly, men as well, to ensure that representation is a real part of not just how we talk, but how we walk and how we show up. And to be able to do that from this platform at Emily's List really has been an incredible gift. I am on purpose choosing to have my remarks be fairly short today because I think that the power of the panel that is coming up, it really is going to be a manifestation of the full intention of today. That we're not just talking about the work of Emily's List, that we're not just talking about women in elected office, that we're talking about women in entertainment, we're talking about women in business, we are talking about everyday women who choose to do extraordinary things to change not just their lives, but the lives of their families and the people around them. Before I moved to Los Angeles in 2009, I used to live in Baltimore, and I went to a church called Empowerment Temple. And there was a saying all the time in church that our pastor would offer, and I always sort of lived it in the moment, in the context in which it was offered, but he would always say, "I'm in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing, and I know that's right." And it existed in that context for me as a young person, and I gotta say, as I've gotten older, I have learned to appreciate that I am in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. There are more women serving in the California state legislature than ever in the history of this state. I am convinced that we are in the right place. We're in the right place. I'm also convinced that this is the right time. When women across this country have to check the latest legislative roles and rosters to figure out which law today governs their body, governs their future, this is the right time. When 22% of students don't graduate from college, live in poverty, and we still have more than 11 million students living in poverty, this is the right time. When there are people who would engage in conversations, and I chuckle a little bit at it because it's the level of ridiculousness, who would engage in conversations in our country about attacking our teachers and professors and institutions of higher learning who dare to simply choose to teach our children the truth, I'm convinced this is the right time. And frankly, and we haven't talked much about it, but when we're getting 9 inches of snow in March, in the desert, something tells me, friends, that this is the right time. And frankly, you know, I am convinced that not only are we in the right place at the right time, but that we are doing the right thing. For the last 38 years, Emily's List has worked to ensure that women had a seat at every table of government.